Tyrese Haliburton has been underrated his entire life, and he's continually exceeded expectations. From a three-star prospect in high school out of Oshkosh, Wisconsin, to a two-time All-NBA player and the face of the Indiana Pacers, he and his team were consistently doubted. The world said he wasn't good enough to be the leading option on a championship team, and now, in back-to-back years, he's led an underdog Pacers team to the conference finals and now the NBA finals. From underrated to overrated, the world has doubted Tyrese his entire life, and he's consistently proved them wrong. Tyrese Haliburton was born and raised in the small town of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Oshkosh is not exactly a hoops hotbed in a state not particularly known for its talent production. Haliburton is the only player to ever make the NBA out of Oshkosh. From an early age, this was the goal for Tyrese. There was no plan B. He attended Oshkosh North High School, where he was doubted by his coach in his freshman year. Through unfortunate circumstances, Tyrese showed up late at practice one morning and was told by his varsity coach that he was the worst freshman he had ever coached and forced him to sit on the sidelines in a chair, crying in disappointment. It was a moment where his dream could have ended, but it only lit a fire under him. He would go on to lead Oshkosh North to a state championship in 2018, and as a three-star recruit coming out of high school, Tyrese would commit to Iowa State, where he thought he'd have a good 4-year career and fight for a spot in the NBA. He even exceeded his own expectations. Tyrese in his freshman year would break the record for most assists in a single game with 17, helping the Cyclones go 23-12. Then in his sophomore year, he took a massive jump, becoming one of the best players on the team, averaging 15-6 before suffering a wrist injury that ended his sophomore season. But it was clear it was time to move on and make the jump to the NBA. The biggest criticism of Haliburton's game was his jump shot. He has a very unorthodox way of shooting the ball. It was ugly like Joakim Noah, but the difference is Tyrese's shots actually went in.
Oh my goodness, Valentine!
No.
Whoa!
Tyrese would end up going 12th overall to the Sacramento Kings to play alongside De'Aaron Fox. He would go on to finish 3rd in Rookie of the Year voting. He then took a jump to being a permanent starter for the Kings in his second year. Everything was running smoothly, and he wanted to be a guy who stays with the one team his entire career. At the time, if you took a poll of all his teammates on who wants to stay in Sacramento the most, everyone would have said Tyrese. But the Kings front office had other plans. They found an opportunity in the trade market and shipped Tyrese off to the Pacers. They chose to doubt Tyrese and center the team around Fox. It was a gut punch to Haliburton. He said it was like hearing bad news about a close friend or a family member. Tears instantly falling as he was betrayed by the organization he felt he would be with for decades. But it was time for Tyrese to get to work and once again prove the doubters wrong, this time in Indiana. And prove them wrong he did. Tyrese went on to make back-to-back All-NBA teams, averaging 19 points per game and dishing out 10.2 assists over the past 3 seasons in Indiana. He's completely changed the culture of that franchise. He's led this team to the conference finals twice and now the NBA finals, their first appearance since the year 2000, giving them another shot to win their first NBA championship in franchise history. Now, comparing this to what the Kings have done since Tyrese left is laughable. The Kings have only made the playoffs a single time and lost in the first round, while the Pacers have been led to extreme playoff success. Once again, Tyrese has proven his doubters wrong, an ever-present theme in his life. Tyrese has developed into an elite passer who doesn't turn the ball over ever. He finds gaps in the defense that no one sees but him, creating opportunities for his guys to get open shots. For example, in Game 4 against the Knicks, he had a 32-point, 15-assist, 12-rebound triple-double with 0 turnovers in the game. In this play, Haliburton does what he loves to do. Denying the screen, he seemingly commits to a drive left, forcing Brunson, who was on Nesmith, to fill the gap and make sure Hallie doesn't get by. But this was all set up by him so he could shovel it back to Nesmith for an open 3. He uses the pick and roll so effectively, picking apart the defenses that bring the help to the roller and finding the easy pass to the wing for a 3. Or in the other case of if the guys overcommit to him and stay close to the corner, he finds the pass to the roller for 2 free points. You also can't try to double him off the screen because he will always find the pass to the guy fading to the top of the key for an open 3. He's a maestro on the court, moving the bodies to his tune. Haliburton is the engine that makes the Pacers who they are, and that's shown in his ability to push the pace. They are one of the fastest teams in basketball, and Haliburton helps them buy into that strategy. As soon as he gets the ball in transition, it's a full-on sprint to pick apart the scrambling defense and find an open shot. It makes this team so hard to guard because he can make every pass on the court, and if you don't perfectly play the transition defense, you're going to give up a great shot. For example, in this play, Tyrese gets the rebound and immediately sprints up the court. It catches the Knicks with two players in the paint in no man's land, giving Haliburton an easy pass to the corner for a transition 3 to Neesmith. Another thing about Haliburton and this Pacers team is their ability to score easy points on the inbound. Every game I see them get free points just by inbounding the ball extremely fast so that defense isn't ready. For example, this pass to Siakam caught the defense in the middle of a switch because they thought they had time, but once the ball touches Haliburton's hands, he's firing it out there to the open guy. His ability to see the pass before anyone else is such a danger to any defense that switches off mentally for just a second on the inbounds pass, because Haliburton will get his team easy points if you're not locked in. Not only is he an elite passer, but he's one of the best clutch players on the planet right now. Haliburton is 12 for 14 on shots to tie or win the game. He helped lead an insane comeback against the Bucks in overtime, clutching victory from the jaws of defeat with a game-winning layup. Then again against the Cavs in Game 2, the Cavs were up 119 to 112 with 57 seconds left. The Pacers then marched their way back with Haliburton at the line, who missed the second free throw and collected the rebound himself to dance and sink a game-winning 3. Or his most memorable shot of the playoffs in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, where the Pacers marched back again from an impossible position. Aaron Neesmith set an NBA record for the most points in 5 minutes, hitting threes like prime Klay Thompson. Eventually, we got down to OG Anunoby missing his second free throw, and it allowed Tyrese to scramble around in the final possession and hit a crazy long two that bounced to the heavens and back down to send the game to overtime, where they eventually won. Then again, in Game 1 of the NBA Finals, Haliburton, amongst all the chaos, hits an off-balance mid-range jumper to take a 1-point lead with 0.3 seconds left on the shot clock to steal home court in the finals. This Pacers team is a team of destiny, with the clutch moments they have, and it's all led by their clutch maestro, Tyrese Haliburton. Now we have the Pacers in the NBA Finals, a position that nobody would have thought they'd get to when they traded for Haliburton all those years ago. Tyrese Haliburton, the perpetual underdog with the drive to prove everyone wrong, has put his name in the hat of superstardom. Thank you for watching. Peace out.